Yeah, it's a really interesting one. I mean, I think it partly depends where you live in London. I mean, obviously, if you live on the Victoria, the Central lines, you're going to be really delighted by this news. If you live somewhere where there isn't a night tube like myself, you may feel that this isn't such a significant move. And of course, if you live on something like the Northern Line, you may be sort of thinking, well, I'm desperate to get the night tube back. So I think it will go some way in making people feel safer. And of course, remember, I mean, over the last few months, there's been lots of discussions about women's safety in London, sparked, of course, by the tragic deaths of Sarah Everard and Sabina Nessa, who were killed on their way home in London. So that conversation's been happening. There's been a petition to reinstate the night tube. There was almost 150,000 people have signed it. So, there's a growing concern there about women's safety. When it comes to myself, interestingly enough, I was speaking with some friends about this, and one of which has sadly been sexually assaulted quite a few times on the night tube. And she said, well, the problem is, yes, this will make women safer, but it doesn't necessarily solve the complete problem when it comes to sort of sexual assaults. I mean, it goes some way, and of course, I feel much more comfortable sort of getting on the tube. And of course, it's cheaper than getting taxis sort of across different areas of London. But in some ways, there's still a lot of work that needs to be done in improving women's safety in London. This is an important step, but it's not the full picture.